All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. Today, we are taking a deep dive into the world of crypto.
Yeah.
Buckle up because it's been a wild ride just in the past 3 months.
Yeah, just crazy. I mean, we're recording this on January 27th, 2025, and the markets are in a free fall right now.
Oh, yeah, definitely down. But you know what? That's kind of par for the course when it comes to crypto.
Right, exactly.
It's like a roller coaster. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. But hopefully, we're going to figure out why things are happening the way they are today and kind of zoom out and look at some of the bigger trends over the past 3 months.
Right, yeah. Like what's been driving these big swings?
Exactly.
Between Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the other players.
Yeah, well, let's start there. Let's talk Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah.
I mean, just to set the stage for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Bitcoin hit a peak of $109,300
Wow.
back on January 20th, right?
Right around Trump's inauguration. It
Exactly.
was like a party.
Yeah, everybody thought, the Trump train was going to take Bitcoin to the moon.
Right, and,
Yeah.
it kind of did for a little bit, but then,
Drop.
yeah, it came crashing down. By November, it was down to 68,746.
Oof. Yeah, that's a big difference.
Huge.
I mean, think about it. That's like buying a car at the peak, and then a couple months later, it's worth the price of a motorcycle.
Yeah, that's a painful trade.
Ouch. Yeah, speaking of painful trades, Ethereum, it's had its own ups and downs as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Peaked at $3,218 on January 13th.
Right in the middle of DeFi summer.
DeFi summer. That's right. Everybody was going crazy for decentralized finance.
Yeah, and then it all kind of cooled off by November. Ethereum was down to like 3,058.
Right. And I think that kind of reflected some of the broader global economic jitters that were happening at the time.
Oh, for sure.
So, the question is, what's really driving these swings? Is it just speculation, or is there something more fundamental going on?
I think it's a combination of factors, right? You've got the macro environment, with inflation and interest rates and all that stuff.
Yeah, the whole shebang.
Exactly. And then you've got the internal dynamics of the crypto space itself.
Right? Like the development of new technologies, the growth of DeFi.
Exactly.
All that good stuff.
And then you throw in like some of the big personalities, like CZ.
Changpeng Zhao.
Yeah, he's predicting Bitcoin's going to reach new all-time highs.
Right.
And then you've got Arthur Hayes saying it could drop to like 70,000.
Right. They have two very different outlooks.
Yeah, totally different.
So who knows what's going to happen?
Nobody knows.
I mean, that's part of the fun, right?
I guess so. Yeah, the uncertainty keeps things interesting.
Keeps you on your toes, for sure.
For sure. But with all this volatility, you got to wonder, how are stablecoins holding up?
Yeah, they're supposed to be the safe haven in this crazy crypto storm.
Boy, the steady eddies.
But even they're facing some challenges.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you've got Ripple.
They're making move.
Yeah, they launched their own stablecoin, RLUSD.
Got the approval from the New York Department of Financial Services.
Big deal.
Yeah. But then on the other hand, you've got Tether.
The OG stablecoin.
The big dog they're facing increased scrutiny from regulators in the EU.
Yeah.
They're not too happy with Tether over there?
No, not really. So it's kind of like this tug of war
Definitely.
between innovation and regulation.
Right. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'm curious to see what happens with stablecoins in the long run.
Me too.
Now, what about the global scene?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, are we seeing interesting trends outside of the U.S. and Europe?
Absolutely. I mean, Latin America is becoming a hotbed for crypto adoption.
Really?
Yeah, you've got Argentina and Mexico. They're using it to combat inflation.
Wow.
Yeah, empower people who've been excluded from traditional finance.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then you've got major companies all over the world
Okay.
integrating crypto payments.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So it's definitely going mainstream.
That's cool. I mean, it's not just a fringe thing anymore.
Right. It's becoming more and more accepted.
Now, speaking of fringe things, do you remember those Trump coins?
Oh, yeah. The Trump coin and the Melania coin.
Like crypto meets meme culture.
It's kind of hilarious.
It is, but also kind of scary.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, on one hand, it's like, okay, this is funny.
Right.
But on the other hand, it's like, are these things actually legitimate?
Right. Are they going to be around in 5 years?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Are they just a flash in the pan, or is there something more to it?
It's hard to say.
Yeah, it's tough to tell, but it definitely shows how crypto can tap into pop culture and attract a whole new demographic.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Speaking of Trump, remember how during his first term, he was kind of back and forth on crypto?
Yeah, he couldn't make up his mind.
One minute he loved it.
Yeah.
The next minute he hated it. Well, his second term inauguration speech.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Nothing.
Not a word about crypto.
Total silence.
And I think that's part of the reason why we're seeing this market dip today.
Oh, yeah, I think so too. I mean, investors were hoping for some positive signals from the administration.
Right.
And when they didn't get them, panic selling ensued.
It's like, come on, man, throw us a bone here.
Right. At least acknowledge us.
Yeah, exactly. But it just goes to show how sensitive the crypto market is
Oh, yeah,
to external events.
for sure. Especially anything related to government policy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But hold on, there's more to this crypto crash
Yeah.
than just a silent Trump.
What else is going on?
Remember that Chinese AI company DeepSeek?
Oh, yeah.
They dropped a bomb
He did?
announcing this new AI model that's supposed to be even more powerful than ChatGPT.
Wow.
And that sent shockwaves through the tech world,
Oh, yeah.
triggered a sell-off in tech stocks, which then rippled into the crypto market.
Oh, it's all connected.
Yeah, it's all connected.
It's like a domino effect.
Exactly. One thing affects another.
For sure.
So we've got a perfect storm of negativity here.
We do.
Tech scare,
Yep.
disappointed crypto enthusiast,
Mm-hmm.
and the usual anxieties about the Federal Reserve keeping interest rates high.
Right.
It's a lot to process.
It is.
But even with all this doom and gloom, there's still a sense of optimism in the air.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And we,
Yeah, the fundamentals of blockchain technology are still strong. The potential applications are vast.
yeah,
I think this current downturn is just a bump in the road.
right. A chance for the market to consolidate.
Exactly, and for the truly innovative projects to shine through.
Right. So we've got to weed out the weak ones
Yeah.
and let the strong ones rise to the top.
That's the idea.
All right. I'm feeling a bit more hopeful now.
Good.
But before we go any further, let's take a step back and talk about, some things that people can actually do with crypto
Oh, yeah.
besides just trading it.
Right.
What are some interesting ways to engage with this technology?
That's a great question, and one that I think more people should be asking.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole world of possibilities out there beyond just buying and selling.
So what are some things you'd recommend people try out?
Well, if you're interested in the financial side of things,
Yeah.
you could explore decentralized finance or DeFi.
DeFi. Okay.
Yeah, it's a rapidly growing sector that's offering new ways to lend, borrow, and invest.
Interesting. And that's all without the need for traditional intermediaries.
Exactly, you're cutting out the middleman.
So like no banks,
No banks.
no brokers.
Nope, just you and the blockchain.
That sounds intriguing, but also a bit complex.
It can be.
Is this something that a beginner could handle?
Yeah, there are definitely platforms and resources out there that cater to beginners.
Okay.
And remember, you don't have to jump in with both feet.
Right.
Start small,
Okay.
do your research, and gradually explore the different options available.
So DeFi is one thing to try.
Yeah.
What else is on your list?
Another area that's really exciting is the use of blockchain for social impact.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there are projects using crypto to support charitable causes,
Okay.
promote transparency and accountability in supply chains,
Wow.
and even empower communities in developing countries.
So it's not just about making money.
Right.
It's about using this technology to make a positive impact on the world.
Exactly. And there are countless other ways to engage with crypto. From exploring the world of NFTs to participating in governance of decentralized protocols.
That's amazing.
The key is to be curious,
Okay.
to experiment, and to find what resonates with you.
I like that. Be curious, experiment, and find your own path in the crypto world.
Precisely, the possibilities are endless.
They are.
And it's up to each individual to carve out their own journey.
Well said. Now let's dive even deeper into some of these fascinating trends.
Let's do it.
We'll be right back after a quick break.
So before the break, we were talking about all the cool things people can do with crypto beyond just, buying and selling.
Yeah, because let's be real, staring at price charts all day can be a bit stressful.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's the roller coaster.
Definitely. So you mentioned DeFi as one way to get more involved.
Right, decentralized finance.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I'm kind of intrigued by this whole DeFi thing, but it also seems a bit intimidating.
Yeah, I get that. There's a lot of technical jargon and it can be overwhelming at first.
Yeah, for sure. So where should someone like me even start? Well, I think it helps to start with a specific problem you're trying to solve or a financial goal you're hoping to achieve.
Okay, so have a goal in mind.
Exactly.
So let's say I'm looking for a way to earn some passive income on my crypto.
Okay, interesting. So you want your crypto to work for you.
Exactly.
Hmm.
What are my options in the DeFi world?
Well, one popular option is yield farming.
Yield farming. Okay. I've heard that term thrown around, but what exactly is it?
It basically involves lending your crypto assets to a protocol and earning interest in return.
So kind of like a high-yield savings account, but with crypto.
Exactly. It's like putting your money to work in the crypto economy.
Okay, but how is that different from just staking my crypto on an exchange?
Good question. So staking is actually a form of yield farming,
Right.
but it's specific to proof-of-stake blockchains.
Got it.
Yield farming is kind of like the umbrella term,
Yeah.
and it encompasses a broader range of strategies and platforms, often involving multiple assets and protocols.
So yield farming is like the big picture, and staking is just one piece of the puzzle.
That
makes sense. But are there any risks involved with yield farming?
Yeah, of course. Like any investment, there are risks.
Right.
One of the biggest risks is smart contract vulnerabilities.
Smart contract vulnerabilities, what's that all about?
So smart contracts are basically self-executing agreements written in code.
Okay.
And sometimes there can be bugs in that code.
So hackers could exploit those bugs.
Exactly. And that could lead to a loss of funds.
Yikes.
Mm.
Okay, so that's definitely something to be aware of.
Yeah, for sure. Another risk is platform insolvency.
What does that mean?
Basically, some DeFi platforms are relatively new and untested, so
Yeah.
there's always a chance they could collapse and take your crypto with them.
Okay, so it's not a risk-free endeavor,
Definitely not.
but it sounds like the potential rewards could outweigh the risks if you do your due diligence.
Right. You have to be careful, choose reputable platforms.
Got it. So besides yield farming, what are some other DeFi strategies you recommend people explore?
Another interesting one is liquidity providing.
Liquidity providing. What is that?
It involves depositing pairs of crypto assets into a liquidity pool,
Okay.
which is used to facilitate trades on decentralized exchanges.
So I'm basically acting as a market maker.
Exactly. You're helping to keep the wheels of the decentralized exchange turning.
Interesting. And I get rewarded for that.
Yeah. In return for providing liquidity, you earn trading fees.
Okay, so the more liquidity I provide, the more fees I earn.
That's the general idea.
But I'm guessing there are risks involved with this too, right?
Yeah. One of the biggest risks is impermanent loss.
Impermanent loss. Now that sounds scary. What is that?
It happens when the price of the assets you've deposited into the pool fluctuates significantly.
Okay.
So you could end up with less value than you initially put in.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So I need to choose assets that are relatively stable.
Yeah, it's best to stick with assets that are less volatile.
Okay, and monitor the market closely.
Always a good idea.
Got it. So we've talked about yield farming and liquidity providing. What else is there in the DeFi world?
Oh, there's so much more. There's a whole ecosystem of decentralized applications, or dApps. Yeah.
dApps
Okay.
being built on top of these protocols.
So what kind of dApps are we talking about?
You name it. There's decentralized insurance prediction markets, even games.
Decentralized games. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a growing trend.
So how do those work?
Well, they often involve earning or trading NFTs,
NFTs.
which represent ownership of digital assets within the game.
So you're combining gaming with the potential to earn crypto.
Exactly. It's a way to monetize your gaming skills.
That's awesome. And you said there are also dApps focused on social good.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing. So like what kind of things?
Well, there are platforms that allow you to donate crypto to charitable causes or invest in projects that are addressing climate change.
So it's not all about making money.
Right. It's about using this technology to make a positive impact.
I love that.
Yeah, DeFi has the potential to disrupt traditional finance and create more inclusive systems.
It's pretty powerful stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
But like any powerful tool, they can be used for good or bad.
Right. It's important to be aware of the risks and to
Right.
use it responsibly.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered some DeFi basics and some things you can do with it.
Yeah, just scratching the surface, really.
Right.
Yeah.
What about the more technical aspects?
Okay.
Like, what are some key concepts people need to understand before diving in?
Well, one fundamental concept is smart contracts.
We talked about those a little bit.
Right. They're essentially self-executing agreements written in code.
Yeah.
They automate the terms of a transaction, eliminating the need for intermediaries.
So instead of relying on a bank or a lawyer, the blockchain enforces the agreement.
Exactly. And another important concept is DAOs.
DAOs.
Decentralized autonomous organizations.
Oh, okay, that sounds complicated.
They're basically communities that govern themselves using blockchain technology.
So it's like a company, but without a traditional hierarchical structure.
Right. Decisions are made collectively by the members of the DAO,
Interesting. How do they make those decisions?
often through voting mechanisms.
So it's very democratic.
Yeah, you could say that, but it's not without its challenges.
Like what?
Well, one challenge is ensuring that everyone is acting in the best interest of the DAO.
Right, because there's no CEO calling the shots.
Exactly. Governance mechanisms are still evolving, and there are risks of manipulation or collusion.
So it's a work in progress, but with a lot of promise.
Definitely. The world of DeFi is constantly evolving.
Yeah, it seems like there's always something new to learn.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I'm definitely feeling inspired to dive in and start
Oh,
experimenting.
great.
But before I do, I want to hear your thoughts on something a bit more controversial.
Okay, hit me.
Remember those Trump coins we talked about earlier?
Yes. The intersection of crypto and politics.
It's a strange world.
It is a fascinating and sometimes unsettling phenomenon.
What are your thoughts on the potential impact of these meme coins? Do they benefit or harm the crypto space?
That's the million-dollar question. I don't think there's an easy answer.
Yeah,
On one hand, they can introduce new people to crypto, and they can add a bit of humor and personality to what can be a very serious and technical space.
yeah, for sure.
But on the other hand, they can also contribute to market volatility and create opportunities for scams and manipulation.
So it's a double-edged sword.
Definitely.
It's important to approach them with caution.
Absolutely. And to remember that their value is often driven by hype.
Yeah, more than any real utility.
Exactly. And it's important to remember that the crypto space is still relatively young and unregulated.
Right.
There are bound to be growing pains and bad actors along the way.
So buyer beware.
Definitely. Do your research, understand the risks, and don't invest more than you can afford to lose.
Solid advice. All right, well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From market crashes and meme coins, the potential of DeFi, and the growing global adoption of crypto.
It's been quite a journey.
It has been.
Hey.
So what's next on our crypto adventure?
Well, stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore the global landscape of crypto adoption and delve into the potential impact of this technology on our lives in the years to come.
Okay, we're back for the final part of our crypto deep dive. We've talked about market crashes, meme coins, the potential of DeFi, and the growing global adoption of crypto. It's been a wild ride.
It really has. And we've only scratched the surface of what this technology can do.
I agree. So let's zoom out a bit and talk about the big picture. Where do you see crypto heading in the next few years?
That's a great question. You know, one trend I'm really excited about is the convergence of blockchain with other emerging technologies, like AI and the Internet of Things.
So it's not just about cryptocurrencies anymore.
Right. It's about how this underlying blockchain tech can revolutionize all sorts of industries.
I see. So like what kind of applications are we talking about?
Well, we're already seeing AI-powered decentralized prediction markets and blockchain-based systems for tracking and managing supply chains. The possibilities are endless.
That's incredible. It seems like blockchain can be applied to almost anything.
Pretty much. And another trend I'm watching closely is the evolution of regulations.
Right. Governments are trying to figure out how to deal with this whole crypto thing.
Exactly. It's a tough balance. They don't want to stifle innovation, but they also need to protect consumers.
Right. It's a tricky situation.
It is. And then there's the environmental impact of crypto mining. That's a big concern.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Some of these blockchains use a lot of energy.
They do, especially Bitcoin. There's a lot of pressure to find more sustainable solutions.
Yeah, for sure. So there are definitely some challenges ahead.
Yeah.
But overall, are you optimistic about the future of crypto?
I am. I really believe in the potential of this technology to create a more decentralized, transparent, and equitable world.
That's a powerful vision.
It is. We have the opportunity to empower individuals, foster innovation, and drive positive social change.
But let's be realistic for a moment. With all the volatility and uncertainty in the crypto market, is it even a good time to invest? What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about dipping their toes in?
That's a tough one. There's no easy answer. It really depends on each individual's risk tolerance and financial goals.
Right.
But if you're considering investing in crypto, I would say do your research, understand the risks, and start small.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. Diversify your portfolio and only invest what you can afford to lose.
And remember, this is a long game.
Absolutely. Don't get caught up in the hype or the FOMO. Focus on the fundamentals, be patient, and stay informed.
Great advice. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I think the most important thing is to approach crypto with an open mind and a healthy dose of curiosity. This technology is constantly evolving, and there's always something new to learn. Don't be afraid to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and think critically.
And don't be afraid to have some fun along the way.
Exactly. This is a fascinating space full of surprises and opportunities.
Well said. So on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the possibilities. Thanks for joining us on this crypto deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those crypto brains buzzing.